Oh,
Muted.
yeah,
I'm
mute. Yes.
muted. Hi, guys. Hi. Thank you for having me.
All right. Just let us know when you're ready to start, Coach. Okay.
I'm ready.
All right.
What's up, everybody? Um, can we change the view? See. Boom. Can you guys see me? All right, I'm gonna pull up the chat. Everybody say hello to me. Let me know you're here. I need good energy today. It's been a whole day. At 7:30 this morning, I started, and it has been nonstop ever since. I'm so excited to be here with y'all. Y'all know how much I love the Free Hive and the Inner Circle. I always want to bring tons of gems for you guys. I know that we are like Instagrammed and Facebook to death, right? Like all we hear about all the time is how we need to market our businesses from Facebook and Instagram, right? So what I want to do is I want to tell you guys how you can use another tool, especially if you have a business to business. So if you're who in here has a business that sells products or services to other business owners or other businesses? Put a 1 in the chat if you are a B2B. Yes. So, especially coaches, graphic designers, anybody that is selling a product or service to another business. Really honestly, your ideal target market client is on LinkedIn. Okay. It is the best place in the world to find your next client. So my name is Brittany Bettini. If you guys don't already know me, if you haven't tuned in for one of my other classes, I am a multi 6 and 7 figure serial entrepreneur. I started entrepreneurship in janitorial. I took over my family's janitorial company about 6, almost 7 years ago. And I learned and got all of the bugs out in that business. I learned how to rebuild a business in that business. I learned a lot of hard lessons doing that job. The service industry where you have to have someone hands-on, boots on the ground, is a difficult industry to be in. And so I learned a lot about business as a whole doing that. And then the pandemic happened, the P word. Okay. The C word, COVID, happened. And so when that happened, I was pregnant with my now 2-year-old, 2.5-year-old, and I was stuck at home. My family didn't want me to leave the house. I couldn't go to the office anymore. And also, so obviously during the pandemic, the most high risk job was being cleaning up in the medical field. If you weren't like in the operating room or like in the COVID unit, someone was in there cleaning the COVID unit. And so that was my people. And so my family was like, absolutely not. You are not allowed to go to the office. You're not allowed to be on job sites. You need to be at home. So I was bored at the house, in the house bored. Anybody else was bored during COVID and started a business? Raise your hand if your business started during COVID because you were at the house bored with a stimmy check. Okay, that was me. So I was really just online, had a big old pregnant belly sitting on my couch, and I was scrolling through social media as we do, and I found Derek Harper. And he was teaching a class about credit repair. And I had used a credit repair company to help me build my business. And so in doing that, I don't know what just happened, but something crazy popped up on my screen. In doing that and helping me repair my own credit, I had a passion for it. I wanted to teach other people how to do it. I wanted to do it for other people as well as a service. And so he, unbeknownst to him, because I was a complete stranger on the internet, all right, I was a total fangirl on Facebook, he inspired me to start my own credit repair company. Going from there, I started my credit repair company. I scaled it with, of course, his help and a lot of his resources and a lot of his other coaches. I came to him and I was like, yo, I'm so burnt out. I can't do this. I can't do both. And he's like, hire a virtual assistant. And then eventually I met Ken Collier. He helped me hire my first virtual assistant. I then went on to, of course, start my own virtual staffing company. with the help of Ken. All of these businesses, all of these businesses I have are because of a couple different reasons. I'm good at marketing. I'm good with social media. I have a natural ability to really take care of my clients. I'm good with press and PR. You guys have heard a couple of my spiels already. But one tool that I've really learned how to master is LinkedIn. And that's because most of my businesses are business to business. And all of the business owners and high level executives and people who really care about their careers have a LinkedIn page. So do me a favor, a show of hands in the chat. Let me know if you have a LinkedIn page. Type in the chat, I have a LinkedIn page. Or tell me, yes, I have a LinkedIn page. Or put a 1. Give me some kind of sign if you already have a LinkedIn page. So I was one of those people who had a LinkedIn page, and I put my picture up and my title, and it looked like a resume. I hated it. I was like, what is this mess? Someone told me I need it. Actually, you guys want to know who told me that I needed a LinkedIn page? My mother. My mother was like, you got to have a LinkedIn page. Okay. Everyone who's anybody has a LinkedIn page. So I got a LinkedIn page, and then it sat there for years, just collecting dust, and nothing ever happened with it. Right. Okay, Tiffany. Tiffany is dropping her link. Y'all go follow Tiffany on her LinkedIn. Okay. Connect, all the good stuff. So one thing I want to teach you guys is how to optimize your LinkedIn page so that it becomes more of a social network for you, like Facebook, like Instagram. And I want you to start thinking about it like a high level social network instead of like a resume page. Because I always thought I thought like LinkedIn was my resume. And the only thing I had to put on there was when like my title changed, I would get like a weird email every year telling me congratulations on my work anniversary. I was like, this is a mess. Who wants to do this? And so one of my virtual assistants, who I hired to manage all of my social media, she came on board and she was like, do you have a LinkedIn page? And I was like, yeah, here's the link. She was like, add me as an admin. We gotta optimize this. You got to start using it. You're not taking advantage of a huge market of people. And I was like, okay. So I gave her all the information, and then she started to optimize my page. So the number one thing that I would say is you want to make sure that just like your Facebook page, that you have a professional profile picture. Don't just leave it as like your initials or like some Bitmoji or something silly, like a good professional photo. And if you are a member of the Inner Circle, then you probably heard my class on AI photo shoots. If you don't have a professional photo, get one. Okay. You don't have to spend a bunch of money on a photo shoot, but you can get one done through AI. It costs like $17. Use one of those pictures if you need to, but you need a professional picture that makes you look like you know what you're talking about. Okay. People judge people. I know it's the world we live in, but you want to have a good professional photo. And then your background image needs to look professional. And in fact, I'm going to pull up my LinkedIn page now and then share my screen with you guys so that you can see what it looks like. Let's see if I can get logged in. Oh, see, and I literally anything that I update on my personal page, my team goes in and fixes it on my LinkedIn page, and they keep it updated for me. So if you don't have a VA, you need one. All right. So let me just share my screen with you guys. Okay, let me know if you can see my screen. Type in 1 if you can see my screen. Okay, perfect. Hey, Bianca, girl, I see you in every room. We just got done with Big Boss Society, and here Bianca is in the next room. I love it. I love it. Okay, now, as you can see, it's got my name, and then it's got my headline and hook. If you go to any of my social media pages, you guys don't need to overcomplicate this. You don't have to do anything different on LinkedIn than you're doing on your professional Facebook or Instagram page. Now, there's some stuff that I share on Facebook and Instagram that I don't share on LinkedIn. I get a little bit ratchet sometimes. If y'all have seen me in the wild, especially if you saw me at the conference recently, your girl's crazy. But LinkedIn is where I am a Harvard graduate. Okay. That's where my customer service voice lives, is on LinkedIn. Anyway, so I have my headline hook. If you guys have not developed your headline and hook, you need to do that right now. I recommend that you figure out who it is, your target market is, okay? What you do for them and how you do it. That's how you come up with your headline and hook. Mine is, I help frustrated business owners grow 7-figure companies with coaching, virtual assistants, and PR. That's my thing. It's the same across all of my social medias. I updated my bio on Instagram and Facebook yesterday. And it hasn't, they must have not got the memo because it's not updated on LinkedIn yet today. But my team handles my LinkedIn. I don't ever log in here. I'm surprised they let me in. Okay, now you want to make sure you have some hashtags for your audience. So things that are your topics. If you are a graphic designer, then you want to have your hashtags be graphics. You want to make sure that you, so for me, business coach, business consulting, and honestly, it should be updated and it should say something about virtual assistants. But I also am going to show you guys how to do business pages, because I don't just have one LinkedIn page. I have one for every business as well. Okay. Now, you want to have your contact information, a link where they can go to your website. People will stumble upon you on LinkedIn. You might be suggested to them. You might have mutual connections. People who are serious about LinkedIn, they go down rabbit holes. And so you want to make sure that very easily they can figure out who you are and what you do. It needs to be so easy a kindergartner could understand what it is you do on all your social medias, but especially on LinkedIn. It should not be confusing. Here's my one thing that I always like to tell my clients. The moment that you confuse your potential client, you lose them. If you confuse them, you lose them. So it needs to be very clear what it is you do. And if you own multiple businesses, that can be difficult. So you might have to focus on one depending on what the social network is and who your target market is. Okay. But you need to know who your target market is, because you're going to speak directly to them. I help frustrated business owners. That's my target market. My target market is people like me, people who were burnt out, people who were like not making enough money, people who were like crying in the shower every night. Okay. Those are my people. We vibe, we get along. So I want you guys to make sure you're speaking directly to whoever your people are. All right. And then I want you to tell them what you do. So for me, I help frustrated business owners grow 7-figure companies. Okay. Now, how? Because that's the next question that they would ask you if you were meeting them in an elevator. Well, how do you do that? Well, I help them with coaching, virtual assistants, and press releases. Okay. Very easy. 2 sentences. It does not have to be complicated. It just has to be very clear. Okay. Not complicated, just clear. Everybody got that? Who's going to go switch up their bio today? Your bio should not be a bunch of emojis. What could be more confusing? Your bio should not be free my homie. Okay, it should not. I'm sorry. If you're a business owner, you need to update your bio. Okay. Next, you want to let them know where you're located, especially if you have a brick and mortar business. If your business is somewhere where they need to come visit you, you need to have a location. They need to know where they can find you. Also, people just love to connect with other people in their town. All right. Next. That's telling you all my analytics. The next thing you want to do is you want to optimize your page by posting to it. So who even knew? I did, Monet. I'm sorry. So one of my jobs when I'm dealing with my clients is to actually do like an audit of their page and tell them what they need to update and what they need to change and how they need to close more clients. And you would be amazed at some of the things I run across. Anyway, so who even knew that you could post to LinkedIn? Like I said, I thought this was a resume page. It's not. It is actually a place where you can share stuff. So all of those videos that you're sharing, all of those reels that you're sharing, you need to cross post them. So like with my company, we do social media management for a lot of our clients, and our packages are Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. So whatever we are posting to those pages, we are also posting to your business LinkedIn page, because those people need to see it as well. And that's how you build a community there. Okay, I want to stop sharing with you guys for just a moment and make sure. I used to post and then stopped, haven't posted in almost a year. That consistency. Everybody knows my favorite word, my poor coaching clients. My favorite word is consistency. Whatever you do, whatever you afford to do, whatever you can do, whatever time that you have to do. I have this thing I'm squeezing because it's been a day. Whatever it is that you have available to give, you need to make sure that you can give it consistently. Even if it's one post a week, even if you set up one of those services that cross posts for you. So whatever you post to Instagram, it posts to LinkedIn, but it needs to be consistent. If you're putting out something professional, if you're sharing a new offer, if you're posting a promotional video or an article or a blog, it needs to go to LinkedIn too. That's how you're going to find new clients, through LinkedIn. All right. You want to make sure that your experience and education sections are full. This is where you guys can come together. Have you guys ever heard of having like, not a follow train, but like engagement groups where you get like a group of 5 to 10 people together and you're committing to each other that when you post something, I'm going to like it, share it, follow it. I'm going to like and comment on everything that you post to help each other gain more engagement and do more numbers on analytics. Has anyone done that? Okay. So if you've ever been in a group like that, this is the same type of thing. You guys can easily help with your LinkedIn by going to your friends who have LinkedIn's and recommending each other. So LinkedIn has a portion in there where it will let you give endorsements to other people. So if you know that your girlfriend who does graphic design is the dopest at Photoshop, you can go in there and give her props on LinkedIn saying to the world, this person is recommended and endorsed in this field. My page, you're gonna see my mama on there. Like, I didn't know you could endorse people until my mom was on there endorsing me for everything. She was like, my daughter is the smartest, she's the coolest, she's the prettiest, you know. Shout out to moms. But for real, like, you can help each other. So find 3 people in the group, find 3 people in the inner circle that you guys can go and follow each other on LinkedIn, recommend each other. And here's the thing. Don't recommend somebody for something who isn't. Y'all know how I am about integrity. Don't go on there and say that your friend is the best at what she does if she isn't doing her thing yet. Like, let's let people before we start recommending them to other people, because then your name's on the line and your reputation, you only get one of them. Okay. Skills, endorsement, recommendations. You want to provide your client with exactly what it is that they're looking for. So if your target audience needs a certain thing, you want everything that you're posting on LinkedIn to really surround that so that you can create yourself as a thought leader. So you know how Instagram, everyone wants to be the thought leader. Everyone has the reels with the additional music behind. I literally just posted one about 10 minutes ago. I'm talking about me. Okay. You know, like, everyone wants to be that thought leader. Well, LinkedIn is the actual place where the thought leaders exist. So go and find people in your niche who are thought leaders in your niche, and then start to see how they're utilizing LinkedIn. Market research is the absolute best thing that you can do for your business. Market research is always the best thing that you can do for your business. And then you want to find other profiles that are really good so that you can not copy paste. Remember, I'm big on morals and ethics, but using that as a guide. There's absolutely nothing wrong with taking somebody who is doing something well and using that as a guide to increase your platform. Using that as a guide to say, okay, this is what the best of the best are doing. This is what their profiles look like. This is the type of information that they're sharing. That is how you get better. Okay. Okay. We definitely need to work on that because it's 3 completely different things. So we need to figure out a way to say, you know, my name is blank. I help blank increase their blank or improve their life or whatever the thing may be by doing mobile hairstyling, handmade crafts. We got to hone in on something there because those are so far apart that there's really that's a long way to connect them. It's a long way to connect those 3. Okay. Next thing that you want to do is you want to start building your network. So who gets the emails from LinkedIn? And it's like 2 people looked at your profile this week. Anybody get those? I think I got one today and it was like, you are really moving up in the world. 12 people looked at your profile today or something like that. All right. So what I want you to do is I want you to go find people who are in your target market. So for instance, I have a client. She's one of my mentorship clients. She's amazing. She has an in the US virtual staffing or a virtual assistant company. So she is the virtual assistant and she solely works for high level, C-level corporate executives. So like, for instance, one of her jobs was to be the assistant for the CEO of McDonald's. Okay. She's about that life. She's the best. So one thing that I did, she wanted more clients and I was helping her by providing her with Filipino VAs to help her do the work so she could take on more clients. So she was the face of the company. She is the main VA who talks to and handles all the day-to-day like customer service stuff. And then in the background, she's got a bunch of Filipino VAs helping her with the back end work. Okay. So she wanted to figure out how she could find more clients like that. Well, the best way to do that for her is every high level corporate executive has a LinkedIn page because that's literally that's their network. It was created for that. So I had her start building her network and connecting with people who have the position that she wants as a client. So now she is adding them as a connection. It's not a friend on LinkedIn. It's more like we're colleagues or we are connected in some way. We're in the same network. All right. You can also join relevant LinkedIn groups. So there are groups on LinkedIn, just like there are on Facebook, and you should become a group member for LinkedIn groups that are pertaining to you. So maybe you are in the credit repair industry and you're looking for groups where people are sharing credit tips and advice. All the people that you need as your client are in that group. Okay. And those are the kind of clients you want. If they're on LinkedIn having discussions, they most likely have the money to pay you for your services. I mean, it's a different, those people have like, most people who are like focused on a LinkedIn profile, they have a little bit of a different work dynamic, if that makes sense. And you can start your own groups as well. Absolutely. Now, another thing that you want to do is you want to start with engagement. Now, I know you're exhausted. I know you're exhausted, guys. I know you're exhausted of all these social media networks. Honestly, once your business gets to a point, I highly recommend that one of your first big purchases or big monthly recurring overhead costs be a social media manager. There's too many networks. There's too much going on, and you cannot focus on what it is that you need to be doing inside of your business if you are constantly trying to keep up with social media trends. I am not trying to sell you a service. There are a million amazing social media managers out there. I'm just telling you right now, what y'all see online isn't me. 99% of it isn't me. I record videos, I send them off to a team, they edit them, they post them. The only time it's really me is my stories. I'm the only person I think that shares stuff to my stories unless it's stuff for promotion. The rest of it is my team. Honestly, sometimes even in my comments, because I can't keep up, can't be everywhere at once. So like when you are like, oh my God, this is so overwhelming. Now I got to do everything that I'm doing on Instagram, everything I'm doing on Facebook over here in LinkedIn land. Girl, where do you find the hours in the day? I don't. I have a team. I have a whole team of social media managers. And there are tons of resources where you can find a social media manager. If you don't need me, that's fine. But find someone who that's their job. You got to start delegating the things that are important to your business because this is where your customers come from. Okay. But also not the thing that is your cup of tea. Most of us hate it. I literally hate social media. Okay. Not my thing. I know it doesn't seem like it. I make it look easy, but that's because somebody else is doing it. It is easy for me. It's easy for me because I'm able to I'm literally recording this. I'll chop it up. I'll send it over to my team. I'll send it over to my team. They'll chop it up. They'll turn it into a reel. They'll make me look good. They even edit me. Okay. They make me look better than I actually look in real life. Okay. So once you get to a point where your business is making enough money to support some delegation, I highly recommend that's one of the first things that you delegate because it's so time consuming and it's really stressful, especially if it's not something that you really enjoy doing. There's a very, very small percentage of people who really just love the constant exposure. And if that's you, then you should probably become a social media manager. All right. Now, the next thing that I want you to do once you've started building a strong network, connecting with your colleagues, connecting with your clients, the first thing that you should do, if not you, one of your VAs should find every single client, okay, and add them or follow them on LinkedIn. Let me tell you something that I do. Every single time I go to a speaking engagement, I know that not only are the people at the event who I'm pitching to from the stage are my potential clients, but every other speaker there needs me. They need my VAs. They need me. Okay. I'm valuable, right? So what I do when I get home, I take the flyer or the speaker list and I hand it off to a VA and I say, find every single person on this list on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, add them on all 3 platforms, send them this message. And then I type up a message saying, hey girl, listen, it was a blast to meet you this weekend. Or, hey girl, I'm so sorry I didn't get to connect with you. And I send them a list of people I actually got to talk to and a list of people I didn't get to meet yet, but I wish I had. And I have them send those messages out and then schedule them for a call with me. I'm going live with 8 different people over the next 2 weeks from the speaking engagement that I did last weekend or 2 weekends ago. I've landed probably 8 new VA clients because of LinkedIn, from sending messages to people I got to meet for like 5 minutes, but didn't get the time to talk to for a long time. So your job, whether it's LinkedIn or any network, if you meet someone, it is to connect with them and remind them that they connected with you and then set up a call with them. Get them on the phone with you so that you can not only close them, but build that network. Like there's not just been new clients, but there's been new opportunities. There's been new connections, new speaking engagements. All of these things are because I take the initiative. I'm the first person to send out the messages. Okay. Because it's not me. Obviously you need a VA, but it's not me sending the messages. I know it's a lot to ask of you guys when you don't have a team yet, but these are the things I want you to put on your vision board. Forget the Bentley, forget the big mansion, and start putting these types of things on your vision board, that when I get enough money, I'm going to start delegating these things that will help me grow even more, because that's how you get the money for the things you want, is you start doing the things that you think you don't have time to do because you now have the money to hire people to do them. Okay. Now you can there are advanced features that you can pay for on LinkedIn. If you know that most of your client base is on LinkedIn, okay, if you know that that's where they reside, I recommend that you use some of the paid tools for LinkedIn. and you start maybe running some LinkedIn ads. How do you assess when you're making enough money? Okay, so you write down all of your expenses that your business has to pay out, and then you gauge how much money your business is bringing in, and then how much you're paying yourself. And whatever is left over from those numbers should be what you're able to reinvest, what you're able to do more with. And what is your highest ROI or return on investment? So if you know, if I spend $28 on ads, I'm going to make $100. Then, you know, if you double your ad spend, you're going to make $200. Now you can take that extra 70. I'm dyslexic, so don't have me math. You can take that extra $70 and invest it in, you know, a VA for a couple hours a week, whatever. Okay. I hope I'm not like completely bombarding you guys. I talk so fast sometimes when I get excited. Luckily, hopefully you have the replay of this. All right. And then you, I'm just making sure that I haven't missed anything. Advanced searches. So advanced searches are some of the things that you can do, paid in a paid way to find people who are exactly what it is you're looking for. Because LinkedIn collects so much information from you. So like they have your resume, they know your work history, they know everything about you. Not only can you find your potential clients, but you can also find your potential employees on there, right? So use those features that LinkedIn has because they collect a lot of information from their users, and you want to be able to use that to your advantage, especially if you're a B2B. So make sure that you, once you get to a point where you think it's a good investment, upgrade your account. Okay. What about your future spouse? Absolutely. I bet you there are all sorts of sugar daddies on LinkedIn. Okay. I am already taken, but if I weren't, I would be hubby shopping on LinkedIn, not Facebook. Okay. Y'all don't get me in trouble now. Someone's going to screenshot that and send that to my husband. Okay. Next, let's talk about the type of content that you want to put out. Okay. Mika said, don't give me any ideas. Listen, I'm here for it. If you find your husband on LinkedIn because of this call, I want a wedding invitation. Okay. I bring gifts. I am a great time. I love to dance. Okay. I will be so much fun to have at your wedding. But just know that if you find your significant other on LinkedIn, I expect a wedding invitation. Okay. All right. Derek is never going to let me come back in here and coach again. All right. Let's discuss what the types of content that perform well on LinkedIn. Okay. Thought leadership articles and blog posts. So those things that you're posting on your website as blog posts, those things that you are maybe putting out as press releases, all of those things are a great opportunity for you to reshare that information on LinkedIn. Okay. If you have not used AI to help you generate some of this content, this is a great space for you to do that, just to see how it works. Now, LinkedIn isn't a quick growth. You got to really put some elbow grease into LinkedIn, okay? You're not necessarily, I mean, you can go viral on LinkedIn. It's a little different audience, okay? Infographics, videos, and visual stuff. People are scrolling through their LinkedIn less often. It's not something that like people, you know, it's not like you're going to be laying in bed and like spend 4 hours, you know, mindlessly scrolling through LinkedIn. This is something people do on during business hours. You want to make sure that you're posting during the day, not late at night, all of this stuff. Okay. All right. Case studies, success stories, and testimonials. Isn't for entertainment. This is your offers. This is where you can really showcase your clients who have had a good experience with you. People on LinkedIn really love to see that social proof. Okay. The next thing I would recommend is to have some crafty headlines. So like if you have mastered creating ads for your business, that's the kind of effort you have to put into your headlines in LinkedIn. There's a lot of information from a lot of smart people circulating around on LinkedIn. You really have to stand out. Okay. You really want to make sure that you are you can't just share some song lyrics and think that it's going to hit on LinkedIn. Like, we can really get away with a lot on Facebook and Instagram. I can post a picture or a video of me in slow-mo shaking my booty at a conference and it go crazy. On LinkedIn, you really have to put some value and some valuable content behind it. Okay. All right. All right. The next thing, I was wondering, Farah, I was like, girl, she is summoning something. There was like 9,000 sixes. I was like, oh no, devil, not today. Okay. Next thing, use visuals to enhance engagement. This isn't the place where you want to put a bunch of just like one-liners. This isn't Twitter. Okay. We are not Twittering on LinkedIn. And then you want to encourage conversations, invite people, give them a call to action. Tell me, like, you can start a conversation like, tell me what was the hardest thing for you in business this year? Or what did you have to overcome during COVID to create a successful offer? Whatever it is that you can get a conversation going. LinkedIn is for intellectuals and people who are business minded to share information with each other and to, it's a network. It's really a networking opportunity more than a social, like, share the funniest meme. Okay. All right. Now let's talk about some of the LinkedIn features. LinkedIn company pages. All right. Let me pull up one of my company pages so that you can see what it looks like. But like, okay, so like my Forbes article hits way harder on LinkedIn than it does anywhere else. My entrepreneur.com articles, I have them featured. So on your page, you can actually, some of the posts that you make, you can make them featured posts. So they're always at the top of your profile. And I think that you get like 5 or 10 of those. So people can like see those when they first come to your page. I'm not sharing my screen. I know I've got to find the page first. Bear with me. I was scrolling and got distracted. Let's see if I can find, let's just search for it. Okay. I've gotten this question before, Sharon. And so here's the thing. If someone searches for you on LinkedIn, they're going to find both. But I also know that if you have a 9-to-5 employment, that they definitely don't always look highly upon you having a bunch of entrepreneurial stuff. So this is where your business pages come into play. They don't have to be linked to your personal page necessarily. Like, people don't have to know exactly how to get there. So you can have a LinkedIn page that's for your business. And then if you wanted to have a separate LinkedIn page personally, you can. That's like, one's my entrepreneur page and one's my 9-to-5 page until you get to where you want to go. Okay, perfect. So this is the I Need a VA LinkedIn page. I'm viewing this as a page, as a member instead of as the admin. So obviously it's got the header, tells you exactly what we do. We hire, we train, we manage your virtual staff. Okay. We've got some videos. Okay. All of our contact information, where we're located. We're going to go to posts. We've got, this is like linked to the top. This is a long form video. Well, it's only like 3 minutes. It's kind of like a commercial that we shot that is really explaining exactly what we do and how we help you. All right. And then I am sharing my screen. You guys can see my screen, right? Okay, perfect. It has our anniversary sale. All right. Client testimonials. All right. This is like, I don't know why look at that picture of me. I look like I'm screaming at somebody. That's awful. I'm talking at some conference somewhere. Y'all have lost so much weight. That makes me so proud. Okay. This one is like a carousel that we put on Instagram. We repurpose that. So you don't have to create new content. Okay. You just have to make sure that you are cross-posting the stuff that deserves to be on LinkedIn too. All right. Here, the reels that we're posting them right here too. Okay. Look at the difference in my face. That's crazy. Okay. All the different things. Video content is great. All right. So having a page for your business is also imperative. Okay. You want to make sure that you are using that feature because it is good to not only be able to message people from your personal page, but also your business page and being able to show them that, hey, you know, we're legitimate. We have a business LinkedIn page. It's also going to help your SEO for your business. If someone Googles your business, not only are they going to see your Facebook page, your website, your blah, 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 your press releases, your news articles, they're also going to see your LinkedIn page. The more information that's out there about your business, the better, right? Good information. Okay. All right. Any questions about your business page or company page is what they call it, not business page. The next thing is LinkedIn groups. Also, LinkedIn, if you have a business page, then that means your employees can list you as their employer. And then anyone who visits their page will automatically be able to click and visit your business page. So that is just more way for you to branch out your network. On your company profile, you want to provide guidance to your clients on how they can reach their goal. You want to have visual elements like I talked about, video, picture content. As you can see, there isn't a whole lot of just words. We always have something coupled with that. All right. Employee engagement. All right. Next is LinkedIn groups. LinkedIn groups provide a platform for you to not only connect with other people, but share knowledge. Okay. Establishing yourself as a thought leader inside those groups. So like we all know, thank you, Dorna. I just saw your comment. Thank you. We're trying, girl. We're trying. I was up a pound last week. We did too much in Atlanta. Okay. So with the LinkedIn groups, this is going to help you to establish yourself as that thought leader. We all know that like those groups that we're in where that one person is like always commenting is what do we get, like the top fan badge or whatever. In LinkedIn world, that's how you really establish yourself as the person to talk to. Okay. The person to answer the questions, the person to shop with. On LinkedIn, the person who is the answer for all the questions is usually the person I'm writing a check to, right? All right. So you can search for relevant groups to what it is that you're trying to do, but just be sure, and this is where people get into trouble, that you're joining groups that have your clients in them, not your competitors. You can join the ones that have your competitors too to get market research or whatever. But here's where I always tell my clients to stay out of the groups that are like all credit repair companies in this group. And here's why. Okay. I love a good entrepreneur group where everyone's kind of like everywhere. Everyone's doing something different, like the Free Hive. Okay. Love it. Love the inner circle because we're not all doing the same thing. But when you get into a group where everyone is doing the same thing, it turns into like a bash fest, who's doing something wrong. It really detaches you from reality because now everything you see is from other people doing the exact same thing from you. And you will really start to believe that your industry is saturated or oversaturated and that it doesn't need you anymore. And that's not true. Okay. So like, if you are going to be in those groups, you have to understand that when you consume all of that content, your brain is overloaded with other people who are doing the same thing as you. So you automatically, your brain thinks there's too much of this. I need to post less because they're already seeing all of this. But in reality, no one else is seeing that because they only follow 2 people who do credit repair. You follow 900. So obviously your timeline is going to be full of people doing what you do. Their timeline needs you. Does that make sense? Okay. LinkedIn Pulse is a publishing platform, and it allows you to share articles like you were writing an article for the press. It will really help you establish thought leadership, because this is going to be like, I'm writing the 5 tips to how to grow your business, or the 5 marketing things that changed my business, things like that. For me, if I were trying to establish myself as the person you needed to go to for a virtual assistant, I would say 5 ways to find the perfect virtual assistant. Understand where I'm going? All right. So you want to publish something regularly, obviously not every day. You're not going to be able to write an article every day. Once a month, once every 2 weeks. You run your business. You run your life. No one can tell you how many times a day you need to be posting. What I can tell you is that whatever you do, do it consistently. If you're going to post once a month, post once a month, baby. But don't come on my news feed and post 4 things in one day and then go ghost for a month. Automatically, I don't trust you. And it's not because of any reason other than I feel like you're wishy-washy. And it's not just me. It's psychologically, everybody feels like that. Psychologically, everyone feels like someone who's inconsistent. It's like having a parent who only shows up on one holiday a year, right? So I want you guys to, whatever it is that you do and whatever amount that you do it, do that consistently. Everybody say, yeah, say, I will be consistent. I want to see it in the comments. Everyone type, I will be consistent. I will be consistent. Yes, let's go. Thank you. That's all I ask of you guys. If you don't do nothing else, no matter what you do, just do it consistently. If you're going to be bad consistently. If you're going to be good consistently. Okay, now I see everybody. I was like, damn, y'all are just dead in there, but I see. Okay. So, I think there is one other thing, networking opportunities. Groups, finding relevant groups, LinkedIn groups. I think I hit everything. All right, guys, I've got 10 minutes to talk about, or maybe do like a Q&A before I have to go. I have a 9 o'clock too. I literally had a 6 o'clock, an 8 o'clock, and 9 o'clock, and I've been going since 6:30 a.m. Y'all, I am coaching my little booty off today. So I want to open it up for a Q&A. You guys ask me any questions, whether it be about LinkedIn and how to optimize your page, or about any really social media platform that you're looking to kind of jumpstart. Ask away. And I know there's a Q&A button, so don't let me mess that up. Y'all don't be shy. I know how many of y'all are here now because of the I will be consistent. So now you can't hide from me. Consistently ask me questions. We got 10 minutes. What systems are required? Okay, so give me an idea of what systems you mean that are required, like for your social media or for LinkedIn. So just kind of like very broadly, you don't have to have any systems in place to get started. You can implement systems to keep you consistent that will help you. So like there are scheduling apps, or there's all sorts of different tools and CRMs and automations. And I use Go High Level for a lot of things. I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but it's a great tool, and I use it in my business for so many different things. But there's tons of tools that we use that help make things easier. But really the main thing is what Derek teaches us all the time, to document everything that we're doing and then automate it and then delegate it. So you document it, automate it, delegate it. All right. On average, what's the monthly cost for a social media manager? Okay, so every company is different. What I recommend to look for and how you can gauge what it should cost you. Your social media manager should be not only doing posting, they should be doing hashtag research, and they should be doing engagement, because that's the secret sauce, is engagement. My company, what we do, we have 3 different levels. They start from $1,000 a month to $2,500 a month, depending on what you need. And then there's all kinds of little a la carte things you can add. I feel like I'm pretty in the middle as far as cost. But of course, there's a lot of companies that do it either cheaper or more expensive. The great thing about what I recommend is that you make sure that it's not just one person doing it. One person doesn't have all the skills to be an effective social media manager. Someone who has all the skills is going to be a whole team of people, because you need a video editor, you need a content strategist, you need someone doing research, you need someone doing graphics. A graphic designer isn't always going to be a great video editor, and a creative type is definitely not going to be the person you want doing your strategy, because they're not organized and like they're not going to be able to do the calendars and all of that. They're artistic. So like whoever's doing your social management, there should be a whole team behind the scenes handling your account. And you have a dedicated social media manager who does strategy. You have a dedicated video editor. You have all of these different people coming together to give you the perfect trifecta, if that makes sense. Until we have the funds for a social media manager, what would be the best cross-posting app to help automate some things initially? I use Go High Level. It does everything. It's my CRM. It does cross-posting. It does a lot of different things. It allows you to monitor your messages, but also you, the Meta Suite allows you to cross-post to Instagram and Facebook. And then I know there's Hootsuite is a good tool that I know some of my clients use. Britt, in order to get, oh, I missed one, anonymous. I'm not sure if you answered this already, but how do I keep my personal page from my business page? Can I start a new page under my company's name? Yes. So what you're going to do is you're going to go into LinkedIn and create a company page. It's going to be completely separate from your personal page. You can link them. You can like tag each other or whatever to show who's who. You can put that you work at your company page, but they are separate. So you don't, but you're going to log in from your personal page to start it. You can start a whole new, but you have to have a personal page to start a company page, if that makes sense. Someone's got to be in charge. Okay. Britt, in order to get LinkedIn extras, do you have to get the premium package? So I am not exactly sure what the costs are for the different things. I'm sure that we could look it up. I know I pay something. I just gave my team the credit card. I'm like, listen, whatever you need, just make it happen. Just log in and look at the different packages and what they include. I know that some are specific for like recruiters. You obviously don't need that if you are not a recruiter. So there's definitely different packages. You'll just have to figure out which one works best for you. And then you might need to like go up or down or up or down. Okay. You can always like change your package with these companies. You know, it's a recurring monthly. You just decide if it's after 6 months. One thing that I always do is I go through my credit card statement once every 3 months. I pull every single recurring fee and I look at them and I make sure that I should be continuing to pay this. All right. I have a VA that's currently managing my Facebook and Instagram. The engagement is growing, but the sales aren't flowing. How would you handle something like this? I'm on the fence about keeping her. So okay. Here's the thing about your VA. They're going to do and grow at whatever rate that you are giving them stuff to get put out there. Your offer matters. Your content that you're putting out matters. A lot of things go into whether or not you're making a sale. And a lot of that pressure that maybe you're putting on your VA you might have to take some of that back onto your own shoulders about closing sales. So like I don't put a lot of sales pressure on my VA unless they are trained sales professional. If they're a social media manager, their job is not to sell your product. I'm trying not to be too blunt, but like their job isn't sales. Their job is social media management. Their job is to bring the people in to engage with you. And then a lead capture person or your job is to say, hey, let's have a conversation with that person who's engaging with you and nurture that relationship so that you can turn that into a sale. So your VA's job, if they're doing a good job, if their job is social media and they're doing a good job of growing your engagement, now the ball is back in your court to get those people in front of you so that you can explain to them how you can solve their problems. I hope that makes sense. I got 4 minutes, y'all. I got 4 minutes. You work so well with your team, it makes it look easy. Listen, my team makes it so easy to work with. Now, listen, don't get me wrong, guys. We have bad days. My team messes up. The good thing about me and my team is I give grace. I understand that they do the things that I don't want to do and the things that maybe I'm not so great at. And so in any business dealing with any employees, and I also think that because I have so many in-person employees in the janitorial company, that I understand that their value is really, really high. And the amount of money that I'm paying a human being to show up and show out for me as a VA is, I feel like they deserve the absolute best version of me. And so I invest a lot of time and energy into becoming a better leader. I read a lot of books about being a better leader. I watch a lot of videos and YouTubes and about being the best type of leader because I know that if I'm a good leader, then they will work harder and then of course my business will grow. It's not easy at all. I'm thankful that it looks easy, I guess, but for the most part it is definitely not easy. But if you have open conversations with your VAs, like I talk to my VAs like I talk to my kids and like my family. I call them my family. In fact, today, I don't know if y'all remember Mitch, but Mitch was my very first VA. She last year was my chief operations officer, and she was so inspired by me and life that she decided to follow her dreams, move to Canada, and go to culinary arts school. And so today I was like, I will pay you to move to North Carolina and run my event center. I'll pay for the rest of your school and you can get your degree here and I will get your work visa and you'll just live here. You can live in my house if you want to. I don't care, but you're going to come work for me. And she's like crying. So like when you treat people like they're humans instead of like they're very cheap labor in a foreign country, you develop relationships and they become extremely invested in what it is you're building. My team wakes up every day and they're like, how can I help Brittany today make more money? And why would I not treat those people with like the utmost amount of respect and love and attention? Anyway, I don't know if she's gonna move here. It just listen, y'all, the world hit the fan today, and I need Mitch. So I was like, girl, what's it gonna cost to get you to North Carolina? Anyway, all right, host, I guess that's the end of my coaching. If you guys got some incredible content, ideas, if you got some good information from this class tonight, if you could understand me, I know I talk fast, drop a 1, tell me thank you, tell me you had fun. I love hearing all your feedback. It means the world to me that I get the opportunity to even be in this room, that I get the opportunity to share with you guys. I absolutely love the inner circle. I have the most utmost respect for Derek and what he's put together. I hope you understand, guys, how special this is. I really, really hope you guys understand that what Derek has created for all of us, the space that we have is sacred and that you don't take it for granted and that you show up and you show out and then you take this information back to your business and really kill shit. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, Coach Brittany, for the awesome learning and tips today. And I hope everyone learned a lot for tonight. And let's not forget to leave Coach Brittany a review. All right. Have a great night, everyone.
Guys.
Bye bye.